In this week's Parsha, there's a pasuk that says, "And you shall eradicate the evil from your midst." Now let me tell you a story. In 1905, Rav Chaim Soloveitchik was the Rav in Brisk. And there was a young Bundist in town, atheist, anarchist, not exactly a poster child for Yiddishkeit. He would light a cigarette on Shabbos whenever he saw Rav Chaim, just to be dafka. One day, this guy shot a bullet through a picture of Tsar Nicholas. Spoiler alert, Tsarist Russia wasn't big on freedom of expression. He was arrested and sentenced to death for anarchy. The arrest took place right before Rosh Hashanah, and the execution was to take place on Erev Sukkot. The governor hinted, however, that if the Jews would ransom him for 5,000 rubles, the charge would be dropped. Rav Chaim told the community they were obligated to raise the money to save this Jewish boy. And the people were absolutely shocked. They quoted our parsha, "And you shall eradicate the evil from your midst." What bigger mitzvah than letting this heretic die? But Rav Chaim said they misunderstood the pasuk, and he brings proof from another pasuk in our parsha, which we're not going to go into, but suffice it to say, he insisted that the community raise the money to save this anarchist. But the community dragged their feet. Yom Kippur was approaching, and the money wasn't raised. On Erev Yom Kippur, when the whole community had come to daven mincha early and then to go home for the meal before the fast, as we know we've got the minhag today as well, Rav Chaim made an announcement. The shul doors would stay closed. No kol nidre, no Yom Kippur tefilas, nothing until the full ransom was raised. The saving of a Jewish life, even the life of a Bundist, is important enough to violate Yom Kippur, Rav Chaim ruled. Well, guess what? They scrambled, they collected, and minutes before sunset, they freed that young man. Rav Chaim and his Gabayim didn't even get to the Seudah Mafsekas, the meal before the fast that year. They went straight from the governor's office to Kol Nidre. What does this teach us? That every Jewish soul is precious. Even the Bundist smoking on Shabbos, even the anarchist shooting at the Tsar. And here's what we need to hear. When we start doing real Elul work, preparing, reflecting, growing, the Yetzer Hara will freak out. It will remind you of every time you lost your temper or spoke Lashon Hara or whatever it was. But here's what it won't remind you. How much Nakas Hashem gets from every little effort. How in Shamayim in heaven is pointing you out and saying, look, she could be mindlessly doing X, Y, or Z, but instead, she's choosing me. So don't let the Yetzer Hara narrate your Elul story. Hashem sees your greatness. You have so much to give the world. Good Shabbos.